It's Wednesday, everybody. My name is Dean.
And my name is Tyler, and we're back again with patch notes for patch 13.9.
I think this might be the smallest patch of the year, as far as I can remember. It
being right before MSI doesn't surprise me. Or right, I guess technically during MSI.
middle, right? Because they're not playing on this patch. It's
Right.
the previous one. So, we got 2 nerfs and 5 buffs and a few adjustments. One of them being Nico. We already went over that, so absolutely do not have to spend time on that. We got a couple new skins, some new MSI skins. Well, they're not necessarily saying like usually it's Conqueror, right? I think Conqueror.
I think so.
But Ink Shadow is a new skin line, which is
Kinda cool.
like
I like Ink Shadow.
They look sick. So we'll check those out as we get to the bottom. But guys, we like shouting out the YouTube channel. Guys, come on over to According to Low Elo. I found out too, our like URL is youtube.com/@ According to Low Elo. Is that weird? Yeah, I was trying to figure that out, but you have to put the @ sign if you guys are listening and you're not on like you got to type /@ According to Low Elo. But if you just search According to Low Elo, we pop up.
Yep.
We got the 4th gameplay commentary up on the channel that came up to yesterday, and then the 5th and final one from the giveaway stream is going up tomorrow on Thursday. So check those ones out. If you want to go back, you can go back to the full VOD stream and look at all the hijinks from that. And then I got some other gameplays coming out. One of them was a couple. Well, actually, there's 2 of them. They were 5-mans, and they're pretty fun. One of them we crushed, and the other one we unfortunately lose right at the end, and it's a little upsetting. But hey, it was a fun game, so we're gonna be posting that.
Things happen. It's not
Things
always
happen.
sunshine and rainbows, if you know what I'm saying. We know this quite well in this game. You can run into a lot of heartbreakers. It happens, so.
It happens more often than not, unfortunately.
Probably. You're probably right. I think I agree with that statement. But my point is, we don't always want to post just winning gameplays. Good games are good games, I guess, to say the least. So those are there for your viewing pleasure and will be upcoming for your viewing pleasure. So keep an eye out for them.
Also wanted to shout out, we hit 100 subs on YouTube. So thank you for everybody, all the watching gang that's checking out the YouTube and all the shorts and stuff.
Yeah.
And welcome to the channel, guys. So appreciate it.
Seriously, welcome to the channel. It's a lot of fun. We've been having a lot of fun here. So thanks for joining. Hello, new folks. Hello, old folks.
And hello, patch notes.
Exactly. I was going to say, without further ado, let's get into some of these little notes here. And we'll skip past the Nico. And first thing we got here is the Trox.
That's your boy.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to seeing him in games again. So, passive damage increased. Our movement speed increased. So, it says Aatrox was struggling to make an impact in top lane. To bring him back in line with the power level of his peers, we're increasing the scaling damage he gains from Deathbringer passive and increasing the bonus movement speed he gains from his ultimate, allowing him to better stick to targets. So, passive, Deathbringer stance. Bonus physical damage. It was 4 to 10% based on level of target's maximum health. It's now 4 to 12% of target's maximum health. In the R World Ender, the bonus movement speed was 50 to 80%. It's now 60 to 100% based on rank. So he's got that going for him. It's not terrible, but it's not great.
It's buff in late game. I think Aatrox can be a bit of a pain. If he's in the right matchup, he can just shit all over his opponent.
Absolutely.
So
I think... Oh, go ahead.
I say just buffing late game is a nice way to just bring him back into like relevance without making whoever he's laning against a fucking nightmare.
Right. I was gonna say, I think people often forget to, like, looking at the fact that buffing is passive. He is a Spellweaver type champion. Yeah. Like, you are supposed to spell, auto attack, spell, auto attack, spell, auto attack. So that's how you get damage out of this champion. So don't forget about that part. I don't know if I'd build a Sheen on him, but he's a spell weaving type of champion. So
cool. All right, moving on to Amumu. Now, I saw a few people. I usually like going to the Reddit threads and just seeing the general reaction to a lot of people. Obviously, Reddit usually overreacts or doesn't have really good takes half the time. But Amumu has been popping up on patch notes. It feels like very often, and a lot of people are like, oh, here we go, another Amumu change. So I feel like Amumu might be becoming like a Rise situation here where they just don't know what to do with him.
I think it's just all has to do with demonic embrace. Because before that item, Amumu wasn't that relevant, but now he has a very viable option of going AP or tank or like an AP bruiser style, and I think that item has had a big hand in that. So that's just my personal thought. I could be wrong.
No, that's probably a good bet. I mean, all they did recently was nerf the damage to jungle monsters. So
Yeah,
it slows down. It doesn't slow. Let's see. Let's see what they did. So W damage increased early. Okay. Are they still having issues with him being played support?
I don't know. I haven't seen him in the support role too often, but I know in pro play and high elo he's been in the support role a lot. And when you give a champion like that 2 stacks to land a pull, basically, it's gonna happen, right?
So let's see. The flat magic damage per second was 12 to 28. Now it's 20 at all ranks. So that's it's right in the middle. So it's an adjustment.
It's early game buff, late game nerf, right?
Right. Okay. And then the percent health max damage, percent health magic damage per second was 1 to 1.6%. Now it is 1 to 2%. So we're getting a pretty decent buff.
Big early buff. Yeah.
I think this is overall just it's a win.
Yeah.
Gonna make his clear a little bit faster. Gonna have him. I wonder if people are gonna max W now.
I know
for jungle at least.
Yeah, I know you start it in the jungle, but then I think you max E because of the reset, right?
Let me see.
And the physical damage reduction.
Damage reduction.
E. Yeah.
I'm just looking up his. So bandage toss, the recharge rate is 16 to 14. Obviously, the W is a toggle. E is 9 to 5, but it does get reduced by auto attack. I'd be curious if maxing W, or maybe, let's see, or at least I was gonna say maybe putting 3 points in it, but you'd have to put 4 into. Oh no, 3. If you put 3 in, it's gonna be higher than it was before, but barely. I'd like to fuck around with that. I'd be down to fuck around with W max and Momo and see how good that is.
Yeah, I think the physical damage resistance or damage reduction is really good though. Like I think it's because it reduces on a pre-mitigation aspect as well. So you're talking 5 to 13 pre-mitigated plus 3% bonus armor and MR. I think it's pretty big as you're trying to clear through the jungle healthily and then be able to gank from there. But I do see your point. Like if you are looking at a more damage base, you go W. I think it at least gives you something to think about. In its current state or in its new state. So
cool.
All right. Next we got Bel'Veth. I fucking hate this champion. So let's see. It says attack damage growth decreased, Q damage to monsters increased. So her base stats, attack damage growth, was 1.7. It will now be 1.5. And her Q, Void Surge, monster damage modification was 120%. It's now 140%. So they're buffing her clear speed there, I guess, but they are not making her quite as strong to duel, I think is my understanding there.
It's not much. I mean,
it's not much.
Minus 0.2. So what is that times 18? Like 20, is it 20? I'm bad at math, kids. Hold on.
18.2, is that 9?
Yeah, I think that's it. Times point. Oh,
what the hell just happened?
I think it said
3.6. I don't know. It's not much.
So that's the difference at 18, right? It'd be minus 3.6. That's literally nothing.
Right.
I haven't seen this. I mean, again, I haven't been playing Summoner's Rift that much.
I haven't seen this champion on Summoner's Rift. I see her on ARAM, and she's a fucking terror.
I think this champion is really OP in pro play. I haven't watched any MSI, but I know a lot of people have been talking about Bel'Veth in pro play.
Okay.
So maybe they're trying to adjust that. I mean, but the buff to jungle. Maybe there's like lane Bel'Veth being. I tried looking up, but when it's in adjustments, it doesn't tell me what the point elo or whatever.
Right.
So maybe there's some like lane Bel'Veths that are happening in high elo, and they're really hard. She's really hard to deal with.
Maybe that's a very big possibility.
I need to play that champion. I need to play her more.
I'm gonna look her up. So I mean, she is 89.8% jungle, 3.4% top lane, 1.8% mid, and for some reason 4.8% support.
I mean, she has CC, she has damage reduction, she can just tank.
She's got as a support champion, I think. Let me just make sure. Yeah, as a support champion, she has a 50.52% win rate. B plus tier. So they're saying it's a strong counter to Morgana, Pike, and Karma, but she's countered by Bard, Maokai, and Zyra. So interesting. That's obviously Platinum Plus. Let's bring this down to... we'll bring down a Gold Plus just to... Yeah, 49% there. And still a 4.2% pick rate in Gold Plus. So that's pretty nuts. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say. It's just kind of weird to me.
Don't play Bel'Veth support, please.
Please don't.
Moving on to Jinx. This might be the biggest nerf of the entire patch. So strap yourself in, ladies and gentlemen. Attack damage growth was 3.4. Now it's 3.15.
I know Purple's going to be happy about that.
What is the point of that? There's literally that's literally does nothing.
I think it just keeps her a little bit weaker early. But
I just don't even feel like you'd feel that. There's no way you feel that.
That's fair.
Minus 0.25. Minus a quarter.
A light nerf to put her more on par with other marksmen. Okay, whatever. All right, we'll get down to Kayle here. This is more interesting.
Kayle one, on the contrary, this might be the biggest change, aside from Neeko. This might be the biggest fucking change of this patch. I did see this change, so go ahead and read through this.
E AP ratio decreased, passive wave damage adjusted, R cast time decreased, AoE radius increased, invulnerability duration adjusted, damage delay increased, magic damage decreased. Okay, so the E. Starfire Spellblade. On-hit AP ratio was 25%. It's now 20%. Passive, the Divine Ascent, wave damage. It was 15 to 35 based on E rank. It's now going to be 20 to 41 based on champion levels 11 through 18. Okay, so I'm assuming it's going to be 20 all the way up until level 11, and then it's going to start scaling up. Mm-hmm. Am I understanding that correctly?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. R, Divine Judgment. Cast time was 1.5 seconds. It's now half a second, so it's basically instant. The AoE radius was 525. It's now 675, scaling up to 775 based on rank.
It is, if you haven't seen videos,
that's pretty big, dude.
Massive.
That's so 675 that's
a little more than
Caitlyn's 625, right?
It's a little, yeah. I think, or is it 650?
Or maybe it's 650.
It's a little more than Caitlyn.
Removed. Kayle no longer lowers her range when casting ult on herself. I didn't even know that was a thing. Because I thought she couldn't attack when that happened.
Right. Well, keep reading.
Invulnerability duration was 2 to 3 seconds, but it's now only 2.5 seconds at all ranks. Time delay until sword falls was 1.5 seconds, but it's now 2.5 seconds. So it's going to fall as soon as it ends. Magic damage was 200 to 500 plus 100% bonus AD and 80% AP ratio. It's now 200 to 400 with 100% bonus AD and 70% AP. Okay.
So I know there's a lot of numbers getting nerfed.
Right.
But the fact now, because on live, previously before this, cast time was a 1.5 seconds. The time delay until swords fall was 1.5 seconds. You could not auto attack while you're casting it or casting on yourself.
Right.
Cast time is 0.5 seconds now. Then now it's going up to 2.5 seconds for the delay. So you'll be able to, and then the invulnerability is 2.5 seconds. So you're going to have you're going to be able to auto attack while ulting yourself and being invulnerable.
Wow.
So, and sure, they're nerfing all the other numbers, but
right.
A level 18 Kayle, what is it called? Exalted? When she's exalted?
Yeah.
Auto attacking, lethal tempo, everything is stacked. She's pumping out a shit ton of damage. Plus, the AoE at max rank is 775. It's so fucking fat. I need to see a video of it. All new kale.
I was trying to look on Law Wiki to see if they had the because a lot of times they change them like once the patch drops, people go in and change it, but they have not updated Kale's E. I was just trying to see what that scaling looked like.
Here, I'm sending you a video of it. This is for
Kale
the ulti. I have it on screen right now, but it looks so you're able to auto attack. That's what old Kale I miss about old Kale is because prior you could do that.
Right.
But the fact that you can actually fucking auto attack, get your E off, because remember your E does AoE.
Right.
At when it's I think when you
activate
get to
it.
level, I think once you get to level 11, you have to be able to get the fucking waves of damage when she's fully stacked to be able to do it. I know this is adjustment. I feel like this is more. I see this as a buff. I don't give a shit about these small what is it, 10% AP ratio. What is it? The base damage is dropping.
Right.
I don't give a shit about that. So
that's not that big
now,
a deal. Yeah.
And plus, if you're able to save a teammate now, because like I said, even if you ult a teammate, you're just standing there with like your sword up in the air, and you're like waiting for that fucking ulti to finish so you can attack. Right. Now you can be like, all right, cast, boom, I'm back to auto attacking.
Yeah.
I like it. I like
pretty
this
gross,
change.
but yeah, it'll give Kale some more agency, which I don't know if she needs, but and she'll have it.
she needs everything she can get.
Well, that's the whole thing, though, right? Is like Kale is that champion you pick when you want to go to late game, but she's actually kind of a mid game monster if she can survive.
I think she needs. She needs to get to level. So obviously she has range at level 6, but I think until she can get level 11 to get that first boost of the Exalted.
Right.
Otherwise, she's kind of useless. And a bit of a spoiler for Friday's episode. We're not doing Champion Review. We're talking about all the fucking changes that are on PvE. There are quite a few item changes that are very, very heavily going to benefit Kale.
Static shift. Sorry.
Yeah. There's a lot coming, so we'll talk about her more on Friday. So I'm excited to play. I'll play some Kale.
All right.
All right, moving on to Scion. Passive health decay increased. So passive glory in death health decay was 2 to 19, 1 health per level, and now it is 2.3 to 24.4, 1.3 per level. So I know Scion's probably an issue, especially. I feel like it has people that go fucking Prowler's Claw and do that nonsense, and he stays alive for so fucking long and like one shots you.
Right. He goes zombie form, the Prowler's Claw right on top of you, and just eats your whole booty hole.
He's strong. He's a little too strong. So
eats
now
that shit like Kobayashi.
He's gonna hit the dirt a little bit quicker now. So. After the second time.
Right, and that is arguably his scariest form. Right, it's like yes, you've killed him and you've barely lived. Get the fuck out of Dodge.
Right.
Okay. Swain. Q damage increased. Swain's early laning and damage has been lacking recently, so we're buffing his Q to accentuate the damage he can reliably dish out, particularly on targets he can get in proximity of. That's fair.
Boy, big buff.
Oh boy. So here we go. Magic damage was 60 to 140 with a 38% AP ratio. It's now 65 to 145 with a 40% AP ratio.
Watch out.
Bonus damage per bolt was 12 to 52 with an 8% AP ratio. It's now 15 to 55.
We've memed about this.
Ratio.
You literally have to be up the person's ass to make multiple bolts hit. Like, it's very odd.
You're in melee range, so like don't do that. Max magic damage was 108 to 348 with a 70% ratio. It's now 125 to 365 with an 80% AP ratio. So if you're up in their asshole and you drop a Q, you're going to do a lot of damage, but you probably shouldn't be there unless you're in alt form.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. All right, moving on to Taliyah. Our cast lockout conditions adjusted. Cast lockout. Whenever Taliyah takes or deals damage, she wasn't able to cast it. Now, whenever Taliyah takes damage, so she can cast it whenever. Right. I think there's usually like a 3-second delay or something when she's taking damage. Right. She can't ult. So, okay, cool.
So cool, yeah. It's just whenever she takes instead of whenever she deals. So that's kind of cool. I guess it makes it easier to chase down if she can do it when she deals. Whereas you lose that if she can do it while she deals damage otherwise. So that's just a little quality of life update, I guess. Just lets her play a little bit more aggressively. Excuse me. All right. Trundle. Base attack speed increased. Base mana increased. I'm down for this. Trundle. Base attack speed from 0.6 to 0.67. Base mana from 281 to 340. That's the big one. You're talking basically 59 extra mana. If you played Trundle... Sorry, I was just trying to round. If you play Trundle, you know that his mana pool is like the bane of his fucking existence. Especially considering the fact that he's a Sheen user. It really limits what he can and can't do and kind of forces you into buying one of those tier items or a tank item that has mana attached to it, like Frozen Heart. Neither of those are really ideal for Trundle. Fimbulwinter you can make an argument for, but then again... Like, if you just want to beat someone's skull in, that's not really the item you want to get. You'd rather get something else. So, nice to see that they're giving him a little extra oomph in that area.
Also, it's even... I mean, his Q... I'm pretty sure his Q literally costs 20 mana.
It doesn't cost a lot, for sure, but it's super spammable. So, like... excuse me. It's really easy to run through that mana pool really fucking quickly.
It's 30.
Especially if you use all of your abilities. Like, you have no mana left. Like, one rotation pretty much kills all your mana. And so at that point, you become... you better kill to get that shit back. But...
Q,
go ahead.
I was like, Q is 30, W is 40, the pillar is 75.
I was going to say, the good news is you can kind of mitigate that by running Presence of Mind. But it depends if you're running Yellow Tree or you're going Green Tree, right? Are you going Yellow Tree with Lethal Tempo? Or, yeah, I think you still go Lethal Tempo just because you want the attack speed if you run Yellow Tree. I don't think Conqueror's as good on him.
It's probably press the attack.
Or, so you go PTA or Lethal Tempo. You don't usually go Conqueror, and you definitely wouldn't go Footwork. Or you go Green Tree with Grasp of the Undying, which is also a viable, valid Trundle build. So... with the attack speed, you might want to lean into that more, but you could also not lean into that and stick with Grasp. So, you have options. It feels a little bit better to be a Trundle player, especially with all these tanks out there. Looking at you, Scion. Trundle wants to eat your whole asshole. So.
Moving on to Volibear.
The boob.
W damage and heal increase. Okay. Physical damage... on the W was 5 to 105 with a 100% AD ratio and a 5% bonus health ratio. It is going to keep the same base and the AD ratio, but the bonus health is going to 6%. And then the heal ratio, based on missing health, was 7 to 13%. Now it is 8 to 16%. Also to note, the Frenzied Maul, you bite them, and then they're marked, and when you bite them again, the damage is increased by 50%. Okay, so take that into consideration with the extra. I mean, you're gonna be building Volibear tanky as shit anyway, so I always love that, especially with old Volibear. The more health you build, the more damage his bite does.
Right.
I'm hoping this kind of brings back Volibear jungle. I kind of miss doing that because that guy was kind of a monster in the jungle. It's just he had to build
this fucking champion in the jungle, dude.
He had to build Chem Tank. Turbo Chem Tank, but that item sucks dick now.
Right.
So maybe, I like playing Volibear.
Well, what sucks too is like the other way you get around Chem Tank is Predator, but that Keystone is cheeks right now. Not worth building. You build other things. Volibear is one of those champions that like you always have to be weary about because he has a really easy comeback condition. Like, you can shit all over him early, but as long as he farms and gets the items he needs, he actually just becomes a monster tank, even when he's been shit on. So, I fucking hate seeing the champion, because I feel like you can just toss him in the dirt a million times over, and it doesn't fucking matter.
Very versatile champion, too. You can build, like, anything on this dude, and it feels good.
It's a really good point, too, because that's like you go Riftmaker, you could go Iceborne, you could go Sunderer, right? You have a myriad of options, and that I feel like is the champion that fits their idea of item diversity. Like, you don't have to go one clear way about building him, and he still gets fucking tanky as shit. So, all right, I guess unless you have anything else to add about the Volibear, we can move on to the items list.
Nope, that's it.
Lich Bane is on this list, and it's getting an extra 10 AP added, so from 75 to 85. Not a lot of champions necessarily still buy it, but there are champions that make good use of it. Champions like TF is a possible one, although it's not as common. Thinking more of like a Victor, it's super common on. Echo, it's a super common item as well.
No, not Echo. You build Iceborne.
Okay, well if I build Iceborne, I'm not building Lichbane. But that's an ARAM. That's like an ARAM tank build, okay? Think of those champions that want magic damage and Sheen. I'm forgetting somebody else. I know I am. I know Victor's like the popular one, and then TF is a side one in Echo, but who else am I forgetting on this list?
I mean, it's any AP champion with an auto attack reset. I mean, I guess you could maybe use Silas, but I feel like Silas just needs more health stats. I don't know. This item's big because it's slowly creeping back up. Like before, it got the ability haste added back to it. Now it's getting up damage boost. It's fucking good, man. It's creeping back up.
They're trying to... I feel like they're trying to make an item that makes you think about building a keystone with Sheen or to compete with like an Essence Reaver style, right? Because Essence Reaver is a very, very good Sheen item, and so they're trying to find like what else can we do with this item that's going to make it relevant. So I don't know, do you build this on Diana? I could see a world where maybe you might want to.
You could. It wouldn't be terrible.
It's probably not the best. Right now. I'm thinking of like champions that would build Nash's Tooth would also probably build this item, right?
Yeah,
because you have attack speed and bonus magic damage. So if you're building Nash's Tooth, you're probably going to want to build this kind of item. Okay. I was just trying to look to see if there's anything else on here. With this item in particular, yeah, nothing crazy other than, yeah, just 85 AP, 15 ability haste, 8% movement speed, which is actually pretty big. I think movement speed's forgotten about.
It's slept on for sure.
That's why it's really good on like a Victor. Drop the Q, hit the pop, run around.
Can't catch him.
Right.
All right, moving on. This is maybe okay.
Emote wheel I don't really give a shit about, but
I actually give a massive shit about this. Because I'm looking at my... Where is it?
I only like the 5 emotes I use.
Where the fuck are they? Emotes. Friend, I have 378 emotes. Now, I know you're arguing like you only like a couple. There are a good amount that I would...
fuck ton of them.
I would love to use a majority of these. The only reason I don't swap them out is because I only have 4, and there's more than 4 that I like.
Right,
so
that's true.
We're getting, what, 8 now? Or we're getting an extra
9?
4?
Is it 9? I thought it was 9.
6,
Jackal?
7, 8.
Jackal?
Nope.
Jackal?
8.
Jackal.
There's
Jackal.
8. It's getting doubled. Yeah, I've fucks with this so hard. This should have been, when they introduced, I don't know what, yeah. This is something that should have happened years ago. Okay, it is the 9, because they're putting one in the middle.
It's in the middle, right? I was going to say, am I being trolled right now? Okay. There's that. Behavioral systems. In-game reporting.
Oh, I can't wait for this.
You can you can create and update reports during the course of the match. What? Update report in the post-game screen. That's actually fucking awesome. Because you could have a change of heart. That's a possible thing. Or notice something else that happened. So that's really fucking cool. Actually, I do like that idea. I mean, it's definitely going to get abused, but hopefully...
I think when they... was it the previous patch or the one before where they allowed you to go into your match history to report people?
I think it was the previous patch, yeah.
You could do that. You could just spam that. Whereas, like, in post-game lobby, you can only report them once.
Right.
You literally can go into your match history and just continuously, like, report. I'm pretty sure I did that a few times. A bunch of fucking assholes. And there was one day I logged in, I literally had 3 instant or feedback reports. Like,
Jeez.
I think it's kind of broken.
I wonder if that's what happened to Zen. Because they said on their account that their account got suspended. They don't know why.
She needs to ask support.
Yeah.
I'm sure something happened.
Well, it looks like support wasn't even wasn't helping. Yeah, it says Riot can't even tell me why I'm suspended. So
Well, I think we don't need to talk about this on.
Right. I was just wondering, just if maybe she could be a victim of someone spamming that post game or something like that.
Maybe.
Is what I was thinking.
But no, yeah, I guess it's fine. Yeah, if you see some disruptive shit in your games, then just be like, oh, boop, got you right there.
Right. Mute updates. You've consolidated your mute options to a new panel that can be accessed through the scoreboard just below the report button. Mute all and self-mute. We've added a mute all and self-mute controls now located next to your own champion portrait and summoner spells. That's cool. So you don't have to type mute all. You just click it. Bug fixes, QL, anything good in here?
You cannot become an ally champion. Kale. Okay.
Heist's voice lines don't play correctly. Okay. Oh, what bug? Oh! Was it, I don't know if this is on here. I don't know if anyone knows about this. If you're playing Yuumi and you're on a Mordekaiser, if Mordekaiser takes an enemy champion into the Death Realm, you cannot dismount and you're stuck to Mordekaiser.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that.
That actually fucked me twice when I was playing a Yuumi game. I didn't know that was a thing. I thought it would just kick me off. I think it used to just kick you off. But you're actually stuck to Mordekaiser. I don't know if he's getting any benefit. But you're not in the Death Realm. You're outside of the Death Realm. So you're just being whipped around like a fucking ragdoll. There's nothing you can do. You can't stop it. You can't get off. You can't jump to anybody else because it thinks you're in the Death Realm. So I don't know if that's actually a bug or if that's intentional. And I meant to make a post somewhere to find out if that was a fucking thing.
I'm trying to look that up. I googled Yuumi Mordekaiser ult interaction. I don't see anything.
Let me see if I can.
I would love to see that.
Still in my match history is the question. And I can only get it by today if it is. It's not on that one. Let me see.
Yeah, that's a pretty big one. If you can't dismount or like if you're not kicked off and you can't freely move, that's pretty big.
I'm gonna download it.
It's in your match history?
It's in my match history. We'll watch it.
I'll do it. I'll watch it right now. Let's see. Which game is it? The Flex game? Or no?
Ranked Solo Duo, game ID 46403988742.
Is it... Did you go 3-3 and 39?
It's the second Yuumi game. Yeah, 3-3 and 39. Yeah, that's the one.
Okay. We'll bring this up right now, because if this is pretty epic.
It's fucking terrible.
Do you remember when it happened?
No, let me load it up and see if I can figure out when it happened.
I'll start skimming through. Hold
on. It happened twice. The first time I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't realize that's what was happening. And the second time I was like, Jesus fuck.
Let's see.
I mean, look where Mordekaiser started getting some kills. Is it here on Ace?
Yeah, I'm just fast forwarding through this. I guess while we're waiting for this, guys, we can also talk about we're trying to get some emotes on our Twitch channel. So if there's any artists out there or anybody that knows of any good references or suggestions, reach out to us. We're trying to incentivize you guys to come over on Twitch and hang out and sub. And if you sub, we stream more often.
Right.
It'd be a cool thing, and we raise money and can do more giveaways more often and stuff. So, yeah, if you guys know of any artists, digital artists that want to share their work with us, and maybe we'll do some work with them, that'd be awesome.
All right, I'm checking around 2502. I think I jump onto Mordekaiser here at one point. No, I did not. Okay, it's not that time because he took him in the Death Realm first. I think it's later in the game where we started team fighting a little bit more often because I actually did jump onto Mordekaiser just because if Ezreal was dead or whatever.
Right. I'm just watching.
Fuck am I?
Is it this? Hold on. Okay, he gets a quadra kill. Let's see. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to tell.
Checking at 26. You might not be able to tell. You have to wait for him to cast. I'm checking around 2610.
Do you start pinging or something? Like, it's just going to be difficult to tell you can't move if I'm watching a replay.
Okay, I'm on him. I'm still on him. No, he got shut down there. Did I start? I don't think I was peeing. Fuck. I kept typing it out, and every time I saw it too.
Yeah. Okay. We'll have to figure it out if you can find it, or if you can do it, and then we'll bring it up another time. This is difficult.
Yeah.
Might be a little difficult, but okay.
So other than that, the skins are pretty cool.
Yeah,
Shadows is a super
love them.
cool idea. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It has the very cool Japanese aesthetic to it. I do like the Volibear's a tiger. I think that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Reminds me very much of was it Angelina Jolie's character in Kung Fu Panda?
Yep.
Yasuo's blade is cool. It kind of reminds me of like a Project Yasuo, but like he also kind of reminds me of Genji a little bit from Overwatch. Yoni's pretty sick looking because he looks like the Azakana that he's fighting with the Kabuki mask on. Oh, wasn't there Prestige Yasuo too?
It's Yi.
Or Prestige,
No,
sorry.
it is Yasuo.
It's Yasuo.
Sorry.
Yeah. But they didn't put a preview down here. I guess because it doesn't have a chroma, so. I'm curious to see what that looks like. And then all the MSI icons are out, so... Or emotes, sorry. Maybe I should get myself a Golden Guardians emote, because... Let's go, GG! They're gonna lose, it doesn't matter.
100% lose.
Other than that, dude, I got nothing else.
That is it. Yeah, I'm gonna be spamming some Nico Jungle too. I can't wait to play that.
Sneeko Jungle, nice.
So you guys, as always, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, rate, review wherever you're listening or watching right now. Make sure to hit that link tree in the description. Come hang out in the Discord, guys. That way you can get updates whenever we're streaming or just doing giveaways in general, or just, come join the conversation.
Right.
But yeah, we will be back on Friday. We'll be talking about all the mid-season changes, all the item updates, and it's going to be spicy.
Yes, it will.
Spicy. So we will see you then. Have a great week.
Bye, guys. We'll see you on Friday.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to like the video and sub to the channel if you haven't already. Click right here to see the previous episode of the According to Low Elo podcast. Click right here to see the most recent gameplay video. Thanks again.